Hey, 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 how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Of course, I've just realized that my internet connection is a little bit weak. So let's see. Let's put it on charge. And then we'll carry on. It's a bit wonky, isn't it? Hope you guys can hear me. Yes. Okay, it's charging. Hey guys, Rosemary here. It's the Church of RNK. How are you doing? I am calling in from Turkey. Okay, so very quickly, I'm slightly conscious of myself, truth be told. There's lots of people around me. But anyway, let's talk about this. It's about the power of persistence. I was reading a story this morning in my holy book, and I'll read the story out to you. There was once a judge in some city who never gave God a thought and cared nothing for people. A widow in that city kept after him, "My rights are being violated, protect me." In fact, I'll just tell you the story in my own words. So there's a woman that comes after this judge who doesn't care very much about anybody or anything. And so she just keeps coming back to him over and over again saying, "You need to help me. You need to help me. People are kind of trying to kill me. People are trying to take away my rights. People are trying to do this and do that." And she just kept coming back. And he would ignore her and ignore her and ignore her until one day he was just like, "Oh my God, this woman will never leave me alone. So I better do something about it." And so at that point, he decides to do something about it. And actually, this is a story or parable that Jesus was talking about. And Jesus goes on to say how much of that kind of persistent faith will be found on the earth in a few years' time or even now. Because it takes a lot of persistence to get the things that you desire. And I think about us as practical spiritual mavericks and how at times it's easy to give up so easily. We give up on the things that we desire. When they don't quite work out, the first time you try, the second time you try, the third time you try, you get knocked back. And then you tell yourself a story about how this will never happen for you. You tell yourself a story about how maybe it's not God's will. You tell yourself a story about maybe you're just not spiritual enough, or you're not something enough, or it's about the way where you came from, or something. And so then you buy into a sad story, and that sad story keeps you from your destiny. When all you need is persistence. Persistence. A willingness to put down your pride, doubt, fear, and just keep asking. And when I say asking, I don't just mean, praying, because a lot of people do a heck of a lot of begging and pleading, but then when they get those intuitive nudges that would tell them what they need to do, they don't act on it. Because again, really that's not persistence. You have to combine taking action with doing all the internal work of, praying and affirming and choosing to believe that you are worthy of every good thing that is yours. Okay? But then you have to be persistent in showing up and asking and pushing on every single door, not deciding that it has to come in a particular way, but pushing every way. Be willing to look a little bit silly because you have this big idea of things that are going to happen, and so you just keep pushing every door until it comes through. I remember actually there's a woman, I think, what's her name? Byron Katie. And one of her quotes is that if people would ask 1,000 times for what they want, everybody would have what they want. And that's the truth. The thing is that most people kind of get set in their ways on, this is the way it has to come to me. So it has to come through a particular person in a particular way, or it's not acceptable. Or you just create a story around, oh, well, it must mean that it's not God's will for me. So let me just give up now. But in the process of just giving up now, you don't get what you want. Ultimately, you don't get what you want. And it's like, and this is it. This is what Jesus says. He says, what makes you think God won't step in and work justice for his chosen people who continue to cry out for help? And it doesn't matter what your belief system is, whatever your system is, the truth of the matter is that even very logically, we can see that if we just persist in asking for what we want, nothing can stand against us. But we have to be persistent in showing up, asking for what we want, being willing to see it come from somewhere that we're not expecting it to come from, being open to those intuitive nudges inside of you that tell you what to do next, and acting on that stuff rather than just expecting it to come the way you think it must come, and then, giving up because it didn't. There is power in persistence. It's incredible the life you can create if you're persistent in going after it with everything inside of you. It's incredible what you can do if you would be persistent and resilient, because in order to be persistent, you're going to have to grow in resilience, because that allows you to snap back. Whenever you get pushed down, I get back up again. Ain't nobody going to keep me down, or something. Whatever that song is. But this is it. Hey, who is giving me the thumbs up? Loving it. But this is it, guys. We have to be persistent, okay? I feel as if I haven't done a live stream in ages, which I haven't. Actually, I think it's been a few days, which is ages for me. So I feel kind of out of practice. But I'm here anyway, and you're here, and it's a pleasure. But anyway, power of persistence, okay? So I would love you to go into your day today affirming that I am a persistent person. I am a persistent person. I never give up. I never give up. I always go after everything that I desire, and I don't stop till I get it. And that needs to be your affirmation over and over again. And that, yeah, you will give up pride. You will give up any pride that stops you from asking for what you want, because sometimes we get really proud and think that, we don't want to ask, we don't want to do anything that is a little bit out of the ordinary, just in case somebody thinks that we're being too silly or something. It's like, put all of that stuff down. Do you want what you want or not? And if you do, show up and ask for it. Asking for it sometimes isn't literally just going up to somebody and saying, hey, give me money. It can literally be, asking for it could be, getting that business off the ground and telling people how you can help them and asking them to buy your stuff. It can be really tapping into an even deeper relationship with your higher power, so that you're growing in faith and trust every single day. It can be anything, but be open to those intuitive nudges that tell you what persistence must look like for you today. Okay, on that note, I'm going to bring this to a close and tell you, oh my gosh, if you haven't read my post from earlier, you must do. But this is it. Have you got the Purpose Abundance Now album? Because, honey, I'm really excited about it. And okay, I know you shouldn't just get it just because I am excited about it, but you know what? You can get it because I'm excited about it. But my very first music album, okay? But it isn't just music, okay? Because you know how I do those affirmation songs and things. So it's a collection of 10 of these affirmations put to actual proper music. I actually got a producer and everything, and he's actually done the whole thing for me. And it's available right now at a 75% discount. And in addition to the actual songs themselves, which I know will transform you if you listen to them, I also am doing a 10-day program around it, actually, where I'm actually getting divine downloads and I'm putting them onto a PDF for you, and you're getting access to all of that stuff to see, to have thinking points, to have things that will help you elevate your thinking, elevate you, okay? You need to get it. You need to get it. Get it now whilst it's only like, what is it? It's $4.99 at the moment, so go get it, okay? Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I might come back again later, who knows? But remember the power of persistence. And remember to get your Purpose Abundance Now album, because it's awesome. And this is Rosemary Nonny Knight calling in from Turkey. Loving you very much. It's time to fight for and to deliberately design the life you're born to live, because you absolutely want to. Until the next time, my honeys, much love.